Good day everyone, welcome to our week 7 lesson. So for today we are going to discuss advanced email management skills. Email is something that many of us already know how to use. So gumagamit tayo ng email. Yung iba sa atin nakagamit na ng email, yung iba is hindi pa nila alam kung ano yung email. So, you probably already know kung paano mag-open ng Gmail, mag-compose ng email, mag-send ng email sa iba, or mag-type ng message. And pressing the send button. But knowing how to send an email is differently from knowing how to manage email properly and professionally. So, as a student, you may use email when communicating sa mga teachers nyo, pagsasubmit ng requirements, pag-a-ask ng question, pagre-receive ng school announcement, or pagke-create ng online account. So, later when you enter college or mag-start mag-work, si email sobrang important niya. So, you may use it to communicate with professors, mga employers, clients, customers, supervisor, and other professionals. So, in this lesson, we are not simply learning how to send an email. We are going to learn how to organize, manage, and write emails professionally. So before we begin, let us look at our learning objectives. So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to do three things. So first, you should be able to identify advanced email features. So this includes the features such as yung mga folder, labels, filters, mga CC, BCC, signature, and etc. So second, you should be able to explain how this email feature improve communication. So in other words, you should understand not only what a feature is called, but also why and when we use it. So third, you should be able to prepare professional business email samples. So this means that by the end of our discussion, you should know the proper format, the tone, and the structure ng professional email. So remember, our goal is not memorization alone. Our goal is to use these skills correctly, kung paano siyang gamitin ng tama in real communication. So our essential question for this lesson is, how can proper email management help students communicate professionally and stay organized? So think about your own email account. Imagine that you have 100 of messages in your inbox. So some messages are from your teachers, some are from other website, mga advertisement, and some nagko-contain sila ng school files. And yung iba naman pwedeng updated na. So if everything is mixed together, it becomes difficult to locate kung nasan yung mga important message natin. Now imagine that your emails are properly labeled and organized. So important emails are easy to find. School-related message na merong own category. And kung paano nyo sila mahanap for old messages. So that is where email management become useful. So at the same time, proper email management also includes knowing how to communicate appropriately. So pag nagsesend tayo ng professional emails, yung recipient is madali niyang naiintindihan kung sino tayo and kung bakit natin sila kinokontak. So ano nga ba si email management? So before discussing the advanced feature, we first need to understand kung ano ba si email management. So when some people hear the word email, so they immediately think about composing and pagsesend ng message. However, si email management includes much more than that. So excuse me. So it includes what you do before sending the email. Mag-write ng email after receiving emails and even after ma-send natin yung message natin. So let us define it more clearly. So email management means organizing, writing, sending, and tracking emails properly. So let us break that definition into 4 parts. So yung una, organizing, means keeping your inbox manageable and pwede tayong mag-use ng label, folders, filters, and mag-search ng future. Second is writing. So an email should not simply contain random sentence. You should use an appropriate subject line, mga greeting, body, closing, and signature. And third is sending. So bago tayo nagse-send, kailangan chinecheck muna natin kung tama ba yung recipient email address. And yung subject line natin, yung message natin, and kung ano ba yung mga required attachment or kung meron ba tayong i-attach na file. So, and the fourth is tracking. So, tracking means knowing what happened to your communication. For example, did you already send the message or do you still need to reply sa natanggap nating message or nagwe-wait ba tayo ng response? So, proper email management is really about communicating in an organized and responsible way. So, bakit nga ba nagmamatter si email management? So, you might think, Sir, as long as I can send my message, enough na ba yon? Hindi pa ba enough yon? So, hindi always. Pero may mga time na enough siya. So, poorly managed email can cause problem. So, you might forget an important message. You might send something to the wrong person. So, you might, and also you might forget na maglagay ng attachment. And you may use an inappropriate tone. So, you might even miss a school deadline because you could not find an announcement in your inbox. So, email management is not simply about making your inbox look clean. It helps you become more efficient and also maging responsible habang nakikipag-communicate in other person. So, why email management matter? So, here are 5 important reasons email management matters. So, first, natutulungan niya tayong maging organized. Instead of searching through hundreds of emails manually, we can categorize them properly. Second, it helps us communicate clearly. So, a properly written email make it easier for the receiver to understand kung ano yung message natin. Pangatlo, nakaka-save siya ng time. So, nakakapag-search tayo doon, nakakapag-filter tayo, nakakapag-template and labels tayo. Fourth, so, avoid mistake. So, for example, checking an email before sending can help prevent incorrect recipient, mga missing attachment, mga unclear message, or spelling errors. And finally, it helps us look professional. So, professional communication shows responsibility and also respeto or respect. So, now that we are going to discuss the main advanced email feature included in our lesson. So, dito naka-include yung mga examples na to. So, matatakel natin yan lahat. So, let us begin with folders and tables. Labels. So, folders and labels is helping us group related emails. So, for example, pwede tayong makagawa ng mga categories such as school business, customer inquiry, or label it as important instead of leaving every message mixed up together. So, pwede tayo mag-create ng labels like empowerment technologies, mathematics, English, and science, yung mga subjects natin. So, if you need to find your subject sa akin, like ganyan, pwede nating pindutin lang si label and makikita na agad natin siya. So, check. Next is filters. So, si filters, automatically siya yung nagsosort ng email based sa rules na binibigay natin sa kanya. So, the important word here is automatically. So, kung walang filters, kailangan nating i-organize yung mga emails natin manually. But with filters, si Gmail kaya niyang i-perform yung mga certain actions for you wherever a matching email arrives. So, for example, suppose na akong teacher nyo is regularly nagsesend ng school announcement. So, pwede kayo mag-create ng filter so that emails na nanggagaling sa akin is automatically ma-receive ng school label. So, another filter might identify message containing a certain subject or keyword. So this becomes especially useful when nagre-receive tayo ng so much many emails. So si filters nakaka-save siya ng time instead of doing it manually. Next, search tool. So another very useful feature is itong si search tool. So nakaka-locate siya ng mga old emails quickly. So think about isipin niyo tong situation na to. So ako na teacher nyo, in-email ko kayo ng file 3 months ago. But hindi nyo maalala kung nasan siya. So instead of scrolling through your inbox for several minutes, pwede na lang natin gamitin yung Gmail search bar natin na pwede nating i-search kung sino yung sender, yung subject, yung date, keyword, or even attachment. So next, discuss natin si CC and also BCC. So mag-begin tayo dito kay CC. So when we use CC, when another person should receive a copy of the email, even though yung person na yun is not the main receiver. For example, imagine that you are sending an email primarily to your class advisor, but another teacher also needs to be involved in that email. So, si class advisor, pwede niyang i-place sa field yung mga message so other teacher can be placed in CC. So, the people receiving the message can normally see who was included in CC. So, think of CC as saying na I am mainly talking to this person but I also want to see these other people na makita yung message. So, do not add people sa CC na maging unnecessary. So, only include someone when there is a reason for that person na ma-receive yung information. Next, BCC or means blind carbon copy. So, BCC, nag-send din siya ng copy ng email address, ng email or ng message natin sa email to additional people but the recipient address place is sa BCC label or sa BCC box. So, hidden naman to from other recipients. So, this is particularly useful when nagsesend tayo ng email sa maraming tao while protecting their email address. So, for example, suppose an organization, kailangan niya mag-send ng large number of participant na hindi kilala isa't isa. So, instead na i-expose natin yung everyone email address to each other, pwede tayong gumamit ng BCC to protect their privacy. Next, email signature. So, an email signature appears at the end of an email. So, a signature may contain nung mga pangalan natin, section, contact information, position, and also even yung role. So, for a student, yung mga simpleng signature na pwede nating ilagay like, let's say, Juan de la Cruz. So, under that, ang section niya is grade 11 Unity. So, for a working professional naman, pwede naman mag-include ng complete name, job title, company, and contact details. So, si email signature, very useful siya. Dahil, yung recipient hindi na niya kailangan manghula kung sino ba yung nag-send ng message. Makikita na niya dun sa bottom ng email natin or ng message natin. However, itong si signature should remain appropriate. Hindi natin kailangang i-fill yung signature natin with unnecessary quotes, mga excessive image, or distracting design pag nakikipag-communicate tayo formally. So, next, attachment. So, si attachment naman is file added to an email. So, common attachment include yung mga documents, yung mga image, yung mga PDF, and also presentation, yung mga files natin. So, for example, your teacher may ask you to send a PDF activity through email. So, magko-compose tayo ng message and i-attach natin yung PDF file. So, before sending an email with an attachment, always check yung dalawang bagay. Ano yun? Una, make sure natin na syempre na i-attach natin yung tamang file. Second is i-make sure natin na yung attachment is nag-upload siya bago natin pindutin yung send. So next, proper file naming. So attaching the correct file is importante siya. Pero yung paglalagay natin ng name sa file properly, mas importante siya. So, let's say na meron tayong good example dito. So, that file name immediately tell us the owner of the file, kung sino yung may-ari and kung ano yung kinocontain ng file na yon. And now, compare that with our bad example. So, if a teacher receive 40 files named final, so sobrang hirap niyang i-identify. Like for me, na kayo, nagpasa kayo sa akin, tas ang pangalan lahat, final 1, 2, 3. So, hindi ko alam kung sinong tao yung gumawa nito. Hindi ko alam kung anong topic yung andito. So, yung mga clear file naming natin na pwede natin gawing small habit para maging good digital organization or maging responsible tayo sa pagsisend natin ng mga file, maging professional tayo, like, hindi mahirapan yung makaka-receive ng file natin. So, next, we have email templates. So, templates are saved message format. So, sobrang useful niya when you frequently send similar messages. So, for example, a business may repeatedly receive customer inquiries about product availability. So, instead na nagtatype ng same response every time, pwede na lang tayong gumawa ng template. But templates, pwede siya maging useful useful talaga siya sa mga customer replies, announcement, and product promotion. Pero meron tayong kailangang tandaan dito sa template. So, si template is kailangan siyang nare-review palagi before sending. So, you should check the recipient's name and modify information that changes from one situation to another. So, next, another helpful feature, so which is schedule send. So, inaalaw niya na mag-write tayo ng email ngayon and pwede natin siyang ma-send mamaya. For example, imagine na nayari tayo magsulat ngayong ng email ngayong 11:30. So, pwede tayo mag-decide na isend na lang siya kinabukasan ng alas 8. So, instead of waiting until morning and possibly forgetting that you schedule ng email, so makakatulong to for announcement and also reminders that need to arrive at a particular time. So, kailangan din nating tandaan, scheduling an email does not automatically make the email professional. Kailangan pa rin nating i-check yung content natin bago natin i-schedule si email. Next, professional subject line. So, now that pinaka-important thing or part ng email is the subject line. So, a subject line should be clear and specific. So, the example on our slide is inquiry about school supplies order. So, immediately, the receiver has an idea about the purpose of an email kasi andun na yung subject kung about saan ba yung email na yon. So, a good subject line helps the receiver understand and may prioritize yung message natin kasi alam na niya kung ano yung in-email natin. So, professional email parts. So, meron siyang 5 major parts. The subject line, greeting, body, closing, and signature. So, think of these parts as a structure ng email natin. So, si subject, tinetel niya yung receiver what the message is about. And si greeting is politely nakapag-start tayo ng conversation. The body, ito yung main message natin. The closing ends the message respectfully and the signature identify kung sino yung nag-write ng email. So, we have example here of greeting. So, yan yung mga dear sir, good morning, hello, or kung ano man yung pwede nyo pang maging greeting but respectfully. Next, email body. Ito na may kailangan naman sa email body or yung message natin is clear siya, polite siya, syempre kompleto, and maikli lang siya or na-highlight lang niya, na-pinpoint lang niya yung pinaka-message nyo and naiintindihan siya ng hindi lang ng receiver nyo, pati kayo at ng ibang tao. So, closing. So, yung mga example nito, thank you, respectfully, sincerely, best regard, and ito yung usually nasa last part ng email natin before our signature. So, professional tone. So, si tone nagre-refer siya on how our message sounds to the reader. So, when writing a professional email, kailangan gumagamit din tayo ng respectful and clear language. Avoid natin mga slang, mga all caps, mga rude words, and very long messages. So, like, let's say, for example, Sir, naka-all caps to ah. Sir, send me the file now. So, even if you do not intend to sound rude, writing in all capitals can make the message appear aggressive. So, ano ba yung dapat nating gawin? Ano yung pwede nating isulat or i-email instead of that? So, pwede tayong mag-email ng good day, sir, then period. May I kindly request a copy of the file for our activity? Then question mark, then thank you. So, both messages ask for the same thing. Pero yung pangalawa is medyo or sobrang professional na siya. Hindi na siya masamang basahin, hindi na siya pangit pakinggan or basahin. So, sample customer inquiry. So, let us analyze our first sample email. So, yung message, nagbigin siya sa good day. Meron din siyang subject line. Then, the sender clearly states the purpose that I would like to ask. Ganyan. So, the sender sends ask for additional information about the price and payment option. And finally, nag-send ng thank you or naglagay ng thank you tong si sender and naglagay din siya ng pangalan niya. So, notice that the email is hindi siya mahaba. So, professional emails do not need to be long para lang maging effective. So, what matters is that the message is clear, kompleto siya, and also respectful and polite. So, ayan. Meron din tayong sample product promotion email. Meron din tayong response email na sample. Okay, let's check. So, yan yung mga pwede nating magamit na email. Kung mapapansin nyo, halos pare-parehas lang siya, iba-iba lang siya ng content. So, what's next? Let's check. Okay. So, performance task number 6 nyo, I told you that I would merge na lang yung 4 to 6 na performance check natin. And I promise you that I would make it easy dahil marami rin kayong ginagawa. But, still mag-learn kayo sa gagawin nyo or maia-apply nyo yung pinag-aralan natin. So, this is the end of our lesson and I hope na natuto kayo on this lesson. So again, this is Sir Nathan signing off. Goodbye for now, class.